Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious shrimp and broccoli stir fry. Now, stir frying is a cooking technique where ingredients are fried in very hot oil in a wok. Now, in this case, I have to use my large saucepan because I don't have a wok, unfortunately. And this consists of shrimp, broccoli, noodles fried in a large saucepan, and we also create a delicious and savory stir-fry sauce that's made with soy sauce among other ingredients, and we coat that sauce onto the stir-fry just before serving. This recipe, you can get about 6 to 8 servings. It's flavorful and absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you'll need to make your homemade shrimp and broccoli stir-fry. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need 2 pounds of small Louisiana shrimp, 1 pound, that's 1 head of fresh broccoli, soy sauce, rice cooking wine, vegetable or canola oil, sesame seed oil, sugar, cornstarch. This is 1 pound of thin spaghetti. And for your seasonings, you'll need 1 yellow onion, garlic, some fresh ginger, and for your additional seasonings, you'll need some salt, black pepper, Tony Saturated Creole seasoning. Now, if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Snap and Mama Cajun seasoning. You will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic and some crushed red pepper. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. We're going to get started by chopping half of a yellow onion. Alright, here I have 2 cloves of garlic. I've cut them in half. Take a garlic press and press the garlic. And there we go. Alright, here we have 2 ounces in weight of our fresh ginger. I'm going to take a potato peeler and I'm going to peel the outer layer of skin of the ginger. I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to chop the ginger up really well. Alright, here we have our head of broccoli. Now, we only want to use the broccoli florets, so we're just going to take a knife and we're just going to trim off the stem off of the broccoli florets. I'm just going to take a knife and I'm just going to trim off all the stems off of the broccoli florets. Now, if there's any pieces that's a little larger than usual, you can take a knife and cut it in half, or you can also take your fingers and separate the broccoli florets if you like. And once done, you're going to take your broccoli floret pieces and you're going to add them into this medium-sized bowl. Okay, next we're going to fill that medium bowl up with some cold water about halfway. And next I'm just going to take my hand and I'm just going to move the broccoli florets around in the water. Going to cover the bowl with a lid. And from there I'm going to drain the bowl. And from there, our broccoli florets are prepared and ready to go. Alright, let's get started with our shrimp. So here we have a shrimp. We're going to remove the shrimp head off and place that into one bowl. And next we're going to peel the shell off of the shrimp tail. From there, we're going to take the shrimp shells and place it into the same bowl. You're going to take the shrimp tails and place that into a separate bowl. To devein the shrimp, we're going to take a sharp serrated knife and we're going to cut out the back portion of the shrimp and open that up. This is where the shrimp's digestive tract is. So if there's anything in that part of the shrimp, you're just going to take your fingers and you're just going to pull that out. And from there, your shrimp tails have been deveined. Okay, I placed my shrimp tails into this large strainer. Next, I'm going to rinse the shrimp tails off with cold water. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with cooking our pasta. So in this large pot, I've added 2 1/2 quarts of water and I let it come up to a simmer. Next, I'm going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt right on in there. Give this a quick stir. Next, you're going to add 8 ounces in weight of the thin spaghetti right on in there. Give this a quick stir. Let this simmer for about 7 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 7 minutes now. Now you want to make sure you taste test your spaghetti to make sure that it is cooked. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Pour your cooked spaghetti into a mesh strainer. Be careful as this is very hot. Let this cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with parboiling our broccoli florets. So in this large pot, add 2 cups of water. Next, you're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give this a quick stir. Let this come up to a slight simmer. Alright, our mixture is starting to come up to a simmer now. Add your broccoli florets right on in there. Stir all your ingredients together. Let this simmer for about 4 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 4 minutes now for our broccoli florets. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Add your broccoli florets into a mesh strainer. Let this cool for about 12 to 15 minutes. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with making our shrimp stock. We're just only making a small amount. Okay, so in this large pot, add 2 cups of water right on in there. Next, you're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, and 1/4 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prud'homme's Seafood Magic. Give this a quick stir. Add your shrimp heads and shells. Give this a quick stir. Cover your pot with a lid. Now you want to leave the lid open just a little bit to allow some of the steam to escape. Let this simmer for 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes now. And as you can see, our shrimp stock has cooked down some, like a concentrated shrimp stock. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Okay, here we have a mesh strainer with a medium-sized bowl underneath it. Add your shrimp heads and shells along with the shrimp stock into the mesh strainer with the medium-sized bowl underneath it, of course. Next, you're going to remove the mesh strainer from the large bowl and just shake it to allow some of the shrimp stock to drain into the bowl. And from there, you can discard the shrimp heads and shells. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Homemade shrimp stock from scratch. Okay, let's get started with the thickener for our stir-fry sauce. So in this measuring cup, I've added a 1/2 cup of cool water, and to that I'm going to add 1 1/2 tablespoons of cornstarch right on in there. I'm going to take a whisk and stir all the ingredients together. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started making our stir-fry sauce. So in this medium-sized pot, add 1/4 cup of shrimp stock right on in there, 1/4 cup of rice cooking wine, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, and remember the cornstarch mixture that we mixed together earlier. You're going to add that in there as well. Next, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. I'm going to take my whisk and stir all the ingredients together. Let this simmer for about 1 to 2 minutes. Alright, it's been about 1 to 2 minutes now. And as you can see, our stir-fry sauce has thickened. That's exactly what we want. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. And lastly, you're going to add your chopped ginger right on in there. Stir all your ingredients together. And from there, our stir-fry sauce is now done. Let this cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with cooking our stir-fry. So in this large saucepan, I let it get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add 2 tablespoons of vegetable or canola oil right on in there. Spread the oil around the saucepan. Let this get hot for about 30 seconds. Add 1 1/3 cups of your chopped yellow onion right on in there. Give this a quick stir. Let this saute for about 5 to 6 minutes, stirring occasionally. Add your 2 cloves of pressed garlic right on in there, followed by your shrimp tails. And for seasoning, you're going to add about 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning right on in there. Stir all your ingredients together. Let this saute for about 4 minutes, stirring occasionally. Next, add your broccoli florets right on in there. Give this a quick stir. I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to place this into a large pot. Alright, that's much better. Next, you're going to add your cooked spaghetti right on in there. Make sure you add all of it in there. Next, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of sesame seed oil. Stir all your ingredients together. Let this saute for about 1 minute. Next, you're going to add your stir-fry sauce right on in there. Stir all your ingredients together. Make sure you stir this really well, as you want that stir-fry sauce to coat everything. And after that, our shrimp and broccoli stir-fry is now done. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Let this cool for about 5 minutes, and after that, it is ready to be served. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shrimp and broccoli stir-fry, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including this one. Go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned, as Charlie's taste test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Yes, yes, yes. Love the flavor of this. It has a wonderful shrimp flavor. And that stir-fry sauce that we made, and coat that with that shrimp and that broccoli. And y'all, when I tell y'all, this is absolutely delicious. It is delicious. So, give the recipe a try. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one. Peace.